Scorpio gang, Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards, guys. These will be general messages, so that means not everything I say will resonate with every single Scorpio out there. Please do know that in advance. It's up to you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Ultimately, I ask that you only take away the messages that resonate with you, that speak to you, motivate you, inspire you, all those good things. Anything that feels strange or foreign or doesn't resonate, release it. Assume it's going out to someone else who needs to hear it. Other than that, we're going to hop in. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right. All right, so here's an interesting message. I'll probably end up doing a second one, so stick around. It's funny, I just did Cancers and theirs was equally kind of baffling, but so I guess we're getting the heavy messages over with first. This is not a bad message. This is actually something that there's satisfaction to this, but don't get caught up in it. Don't read into it. And let me just hop in. There's something about an ex coming back, but your gut reaction is they cheated once, so have they really changed their ways? No, probably not. It ends in you continuing to block them and not second guessing yourself about it. So here's what we got going here. The Lovers, which, you know, that's fun to get excited about. I get it. Only it's sort of being confirmed with Knight of Wands. And in terms of a Knight of Wands sort of being, he's in it for a good time, but that's about it. The minute it gets boring or dull or serious, if it gets too deep, too emotional, he dips. That's not the Knight you want if you're looking for commitment. Now, you know, I'm what is the expression? What is the expression? I guess I'm not if I can't think of the expression. I'm pro-healthy sex is what I'm trying to say. You know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, sleeping with people and not looking for anything serious. You know, that's fine. That's your business. I'm not here to tell you anything different. I guess what I don't like, though, is in terms of what you are building upon, the foundation on which this got started already had a lot of weirdness to it. There was not a lot of trust here. There was a lot of suspicion. There was a lot of things being said that didn't match up with the action, that like liar, cheater, thief vibes, right? This card is multifaceted, as all tarot is, but yeah, this vibe is kind of like, I don't know, this feels weird. So ultimately, I think what happened here is someone made a choice to either pursue other options or someone made a choice to release the Knight of Wands. Maybe you rejected this person, or maybe this is you, Scorp, right? Doesn't matter to me. Ultimately, what you're heading into is someone who wants to come back to rebuild with you, but I think this card is also indicating what you're headed towards is building for yourself. It's almost like, in metaphor of what this card is showing me, it's like this person kind of chiseled away at you and they took, but they didn't contribute anything positive. And so it's almost like you've had to rebuild yourself from that. You've had to sort of come back and do probably some internal searching, a little bit of healing, and recognizing there's nothing necessarily wrong with this person. You know, we can call them all these names and, you know, what they did to you, etc., but they just don't want what you want. There's a differing of opinions. And again, you might be the Scorpio who's not looking for anything serious. Either way, I would say this person doesn't align with what you want. If it goes the reverse, right? If you're just looking to kind of, you know, play and have a good time, you may have connected with someone who said that they were down for that and immediately it was like, so are we a couple now? Like, do you understand? Like, the words and the actions didn't match. So whichever person you are, I do think someone's coming back around to build. What I don't like, though, is that the vibe is still the same. This person is coming back and they're bringing confusion to you. They're digging up old wounds, old memories, something of the past, and it causes you a lot of internal conflict because I think what you're grappling with is, oh my gosh, this is in my dreams and my wishes to heal something because maybe this person has changed the tune of their song. Maybe this person wants what I want, but essentially this is sort of what you need to release, what is hindering, what is not helping. This confusion, this conflict, I don't think it's worth digging up stories and people from the past in this very specific spread because ultimately the help available to you is nope. Like, we're putting up the wall. We know this person's game. And I love it when stories come about where it's a reconciliation and it's a reunion and this person has changed their viewpoint and they value you now. And I don't get that from this. I have to be honest, I don't. I don't hate all these cards. Again, the Knight of Wands is sexy as fuck, right? He's in it for a good time. But again, if you're the Scorpio looking for a deep, soulful connection that's more than just about the physical attraction, this is not going to meet your needs. And again, vice versa. If you're just looking for a good time, you're working with someone who they're looking to build a family. They are looking to build a relationship. So these people are not on the same page. Essentially, your advice or guidance or what the help available to you, you need to really implement is throw up the wall, block it, because this person hasn't changed. And really, it's just going to cause you unrest. It's gonna cause confusion. It like brings a swell of memories back. And I'm not saying all of them are bad. I mean, some of them look kind of sexy and fun. But again, it's sort of like this idealized version of, oh, well, they must have changed if they're coming back. And just flat out, I have to be honest, I don't see them changing their ways. So that's one message. In terms of major arcana, it could have to do with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. It doesn't have to. Double down on Sag. I see that twice. And you also have Gemini with the Lovers, some Aquarius. Double down on Aquarius as well. So anyway, all right, let's do another one, Scorp. I know that was a brutal one. Good for you if you made it this far, but I really sort of have to honor my truth as a tarot reader, which is as fun as it is to do like the fluffy who has a crush on who messages. I have to counteract that with something that has a little bit more substance, because that's actually why I really love reading tarot, because I believe in its power to really help us, right? It's a great tool for self-help, and so I have to balance it out. So some messages are not as fun and easy, but I would say that they're arguably just as, if not more important. So, all right, let me get off my soapbox here. Sorry about that. Let's see. Those came out. What's the deal with this? All right. King of Swords, possibly an Aquarius. Interesting. This looks like third party. Oh dear. All right, but it may actually work out in your favor. Let's see what this is. Gosh, I could see this being a similar message, but it's a little bit contradictory. So I just want to clarify it for myself before I dig in deep. What is this Knight of Swords headed to, please? Interesting. So you have the same cards coming through. The Ten of Wands, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. This feels like something where there was third party, because I have many characters here, which always makes it a little bit more challenging to read, but not necessarily. Like I'm not shying away from it for that reason, but I don't know who's who because you have 4 people coming through. And so let me just give you kind of my take on this, my version of it. The first card off the deck was the King of Swords, so possibly a male air sign, doesn't have to be, again, this could be you. Sort of what's contributing to this current energy, which is someone who's really in their head. But in theory, someone in a high vibe is very intelligent. They have great emotional intelligence. They have, good integrity. They're always seeking the truth. They're very innovative. They're very inquisitive. They like to talk. They're very vocal. They're not afraid to use the power of their voice. Mix that with the Empress. So yes, that could be a female that's caught their attention. I would say overall, whatever it is, it has to do with love. This is a planet card. It has to do with planet Venus, right? Sometimes it has to do with motherhood, with family planning. Sometimes it has to do with our job, our money. So something about that factors into this king right here. What it's coming from, what it's rooted in, the foundation upon which this situation is emerging. It's Queen of Wands. So sometimes in this, it's funny, the first word I heard was Temptress. And then, so it ends with the Queen of Swords. So just to give you a sneak peek, I'm like, who's with who here? Like, are these two in love? Is that why the Empress is coming through? I think this is like a marriage that more or less lacks love, and so there was an introduction of a temptress, like a Queen of Wands. Even if this person isn't married, it just kind of seems like, I can't not read this as third-party involvement. The mere fact that what's coming up, and again, what needs to be released or what is impeding upon your spiritual growth is heartbreak, pain, disappointment, something that requires healing and maybe you're not wanting to heal it, or again, like third-party stuff. So then essentially what you're headed towards is quick movement, someone needing to express their truth, possibly in a very agitated, harsh way. Someone who moves on, the first thing that crosses the Knight of Swords' mind, he moves on it. He speaks it. He vocalizes it. He doesn't always put it through the filter of logic, sometimes, but whatever this person is expressing in the near future, it's being met with opposition and blocking. Very interesting. Both you and Cancer had not identical readings, but more or less the second reading I'm doing, it's kind of similar. And then, yeah, 10 of Wands is the ending of a difficult cycle. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's what you make of it. You could choose to view it through a lens of freedom. I've liberated myself from an unhappy marriage. I mean, there are tears there. So I do sense that there's an ending that somebody in this... I have to be super honest with you, Scorpio, and again, this is just my take on it. There's lots of Scorpios out there watching. There's Scorpio risings and Scorpio moons and Scorpio Venuses. I think you're the Temptress. Whether you're male or female, I just get a sense that, and here, to be fair, maybe you didn't know this person was romantically attached to someone, because I think that's what they're hiding. It's like she's being hidden behind this wall. It's almost like a sense of, not shame, but like this idea of, oh, that's the one I don't talk about. I almost get High Priestess vibes, like the secret woman. And again, there's too many queens here. And I mean, I have to read with integrity. I never endorse third-party involvement, but I'm a realist, right? I know it happens. And I know when you're in that situation, I'm sure it's not fun, right? I'm sure there's a level of guilt. It's complex. It's not like you enter into relationships being like, oh, I hope there's another woman, right? It's not that you want this competition, but I do think you have your eye on the prize, especially if you're trying to win over an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may be sending very like sexual texts or very suggestive texts, however you want to see it. And as much as this person wants to move forward with it, and they might have already in terms of like your guys' physical connection, there's also a part of them that knows they can only get so far with this, because eventually obstacles and walls, blockages are coming up because there's another person involved here in some sense of the word. What needs to be released is the third wheel, the third party. And I know this is so hard to hear because I'm sensing that a lot of you're the one who got involved in what is already a couple. The King and Queen of Swords are a couple. So, this could be you and your person. And I mean, whether you're married or not, who's the third wheel here? Scorp, this is a rough one. I guess let's throw romance angels on it for each person. I get the vibe that these are the same people. There could be a female fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sag. There could be an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male or female. Doesn't matter. I have both. I feel like you might be the Empress, but it doesn't really matter. Empress is also very connected with Taurus and Libra, but it's also just a card indicating love, right? There's a little bit of lovey-doveyness. But with the Queen of Wands, too, there's fierce sexuality. Someone who is not afraid to be, it's funny, I heard promiscuous. And again, there's no judgment here, Scorp. Like, I don't care if this is you. Maybe you have Sag in your chart. But I mean, I think you guys already, if you don't know it now, a lot of you, if you're sensing that there might be third party, you may find out very soon that there is. Somebody may come in and explain this to you. And you may become very guarded when you find that out because, maybe your moral compass is kind of chiming in here. Queen of Wands, what's the vibe here with the Queen of Wands? Although I already know, she's frisky. She's in it for a good time. She's, there is something about this too. I'm hearing like instigator, a little bit of an instigator. If this is you may kind of have this vibe of, I'm not going to cheat, like I'm not going to pursue this, but I'm still going to send you like, here's what you're missing texts. Yeah, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. But with who though? Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So here's the thing. I mean, this could go a million different ways. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of people. It's possible that this King of Swords is already married or in a serious commitment. Maybe he's going to move through with trying to end something. Maybe he's going to try and end the third party. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't hold my breath, but is it possible? Sure. If this isn't you, maybe there will be a separation of the third party. But again, it might be you, Scorp. Let's throw in on this King of Swords. this Empress is looking at the King of Swords, but she's coming in between the couple. So that's why I get the sense that these two are one and the same. And I just feel like you're the Empress here, Scorp. I don't know why that is. It's just a vibe I get. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Well, that's exactly what this feels like. Like, I'm going to put up the walls because I don't know what I want, and I certainly don't want to have to explain myself. Because I don't think they can. I think this King of Swords has gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle. They've put themselves in a corner, more or less, and now it's like they have to get out. And I think they're actually feeling very pressured to give you answers if you've been sort of, I heard penetrating, oh God. If you've been pushing them, if you've been really aggravating them for like, well, what's going on? Why aren't you talking to me anymore? Fatal attraction. Who's the bunny boiler? Queen of Swords. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Yeah, so that's the thing. I think the male here has wandering eyes. And it's not to say this couldn't be same-sex couples, but this couple that's already committed. Whoever this is, I think she's in it for the long haul. I think very Libra-esque energy. She wants to make it work. She's hoping it will balance out and the situation will fix itself. He's the one who I think it's like he's looking to get away with his side piece for a bit. And then what about the Empress? To be honest, I feel bad for what I'm wanting to say is like the wife, because I'm not sure she knows that this person is cheating, although actually she might. Yeah, actually my heart goes out to this one. It feels very sad. It feels very cold. It feels very sterile, which I think you get with King and Queen of Swords a lot, not always. But, and I don't mean that in terms of their relationship. I mean very specifically about these two. There's like a loneliness to them. Even when they are together, there's like a sadness. So it's no wonder that when this one kind of, presents and enters the room, there's this newfound heat. There's newfound attraction, this sexuality. It's complicated, isn't it? Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So that came out twice. As much as I have trepidations about, but maybe don't instigate third-party stuff. I mean, flat out, some of you already have, right? So I'm not going to waste my breath telling you not to. But playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So here's my general vibe on this. This person has other responsibilities and commitments to other partners. Are they happy with that other partner? To be honest, I don't sense that. But I also don't see them doing much to get out of it. So, again, I don't advocate instigating any third-party things because it's rough karma to set yourself up with, for one thing. But also, I guess, why would you want to entertain someone who isn't sort of, I don't even want to say man enough, because it could be either gender, to step up and advocate for themselves, which in theory, these two should be great at if they're King and Queen of Swords. To advocate, I'm not happy. This isn't working for me anymore. I feel like I'm in a loveless relationship, or I feel like I'm being punished, or you're always mad at me. This lacks love, so I get why the temptation is very tempting. Duh. But again, where is the action? Where is the accountability to end something that isn't working so that they can engage fully with the one that they want? The only other thing I would offer is that maybe you both have a connection, an understanding that this is temporary, that this is not for the long term, and maybe that's what makes it exciting. But I also would question them, why is it coming up in a tarot reading? Because to me, that seems like this is significant enough where universe wants to bring it to your attention. Eventually, something here I think is going to be halted or delayed. What can I tell this Queen of Swords? This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. I think it's so cute. I love her little starfish on her boobies. Something about that always looks like a gramophone to me, or one of those old-timey radios with the giant, do you know what I mean? Like the speaker? It's her mermaid tail, don't get me wrong, but when I look at it quickly, it looks like, isn't that called a gramophone? Something about that. Yeah. Again, I'm not hating on anyone. I am completely unbiased here. I mean, I guess I'm Team Scorpio, but I'm also Team... respect the people you're sleeping with. That shouldn't be too much to ask. And so I guess, if you can look at this from a very objective standpoint or an objective point of view, that this is purely sex and that's all it's going to be. If you can do that and you're on the same page, great. But this leads me to believe that it's a little bit deeper than that. It's not just about sex, or it's going to feel more deep or profound later. So are you setting yourself up for heartbreak when you decide, I actually am in love with this person, or I actually want to be with them, or whatever? Because again, there's too many people here. I mean, maybe there's 4 people here. I don't know. And I mean, I always look at it like this. It's really good to just put yourselves in the shoes of every single person here. Whether you hate them or love them, put yourself in everybody's shoes. Again, that objective perspective of, if this person was so quick to cheat on someone who maybe they are in a contract with, right, a marriage contract or whatever, then, let's say they end that. Let's say they step up to the plate and they advocate for themselves and they get out of an unhappy relationship. When they're with you, though, are you always going to be living in fear of uncertainty that maybe they'll cheat on you too? Like, do you see how it's never quite as easy as it sounds? It's never really just a matter of one day they'll leave their wife. It's far more complicated than that. And I'm sorry, I know that's not what you want to hear, but this one, I don't know why. I'm just being told this one's going to come out on top. And I don't mean that in like the sexual sense. There's something about the tears, the pain she's crying now. It's making her stronger, and she may end up divorcing this person. I don't know why she's like what do you call that? The dark horse in the race. There's something very unexpected and very cosmic about this one. It's very profound. It's very high priestess vibes. She may have a secret that comes out too. And I don't know what your connection is to this person, this woman, but yeah, she's got a few aces up her sleeve. She's got a few tricks up her sleeve. So maybe that's why universe is like, maybe back out of this while the stakes are low, because there's going to be some sort of surprise that comes out that's going to be shocking. I don't know. It's a lot of threes. You have 3 threes. You have this one twice. So again, the idea of setting yourself up for defeat or heartbreak. I don't do fear-based readings. I'm just, I'm genuine. I am telling you what I see. This doesn't feel good to me. You have a lot of threes, a lot of third-party stuff. Again, possibly like the side piece, the single woman. Someone has to step up, and I hate to say be a man, but man up. Even my females out there, be a little bit more, I shouldn't say it that way, suggesting that one really steps into their power and is the voice of reason, but the voice of authority. Knowing what they want and acting on it, and not leading people on or not using people to obtain your place of power. I don't know. There's so many signs here that this is third party. Feeding multiple mouths, giving to multiple people. A shadow side. Why? Why is this person engaging with multiple people? Because they're childish. Because they want to have their cake and eat it too. This person has some growing up to do. And then here's maybe you. Maybe there's another offer coming to you. Possibly with a Scorpio. Who's a family wrecker? Yeah, something about wedging between the parents or wedging between the... I don't know, maybe you're a child of divorce. Maybe this was your childhood. I don't know, Scorpio, but it's coming up and the vibes aren't great, so... I don't even know what to tell you, because I sort of get the vibe that you might be instigating this. I don't think you're ready to walk away from this, so I guess I'm just kind of putting it out there. Ugh, the repercussions may be harsher than you're anticipating, so... The best advice I gave to you already, and I'm going to restate, is put yourself in everybody's shoes. What is it like to be this guy? What is it like to be his wife or his girlfriend? Or maybe this is you. I don't know. What is it like to be that person who knows that they are instigating third-party stuff? Does this feel good? How long is this going to feel good? How long can you maintain it? Maybe you're like, I just need to tell this person I'm serious. Okay, we'll do that. See if it changes the situation. I think a lot of you are going to be met with sort of cease and desist, but, try it. I don't know. If it'll give you clarity, then maybe it's worth a shot. Whew, Scorpio, this was a deep one. All right, I'm going to wrap it there, guys. Please remember to like the video. I'd say comment below if this is your story, but I'm not even going to ask that of you because this looks complicated. But anyway, if you do want to leave a comment, that does drive traffic to my channel, so I would appreciate it. Other than that, I will see you next Monday for more tarot. Bye, Scorp.